Another interesting stat, by the way, is the big 6 major trophies since Jurgen Klopp has been at Liverpool and how much has been spent. I found this very interesting when it was sent. So remember, this is just during Klopp's time at Liverpool. So Manchester City obviously lead the table with 15 trophies, 5 Premier Leagues, and a net spend in Klopp's time, so in the 9 years Klopp's been there, at £630 million. Liverpool are second on the big 6 major trophies list with 7 major trophies, 1 Premier League. Our net spend is far lower here than anyone else's on this list. £346 million for Klopp over 9 years, which is what? Less than 40 million, about 38 million a season net spend. That is remarkable. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. Third place on the list are Chelsea, who've had 6 trophies during Jurgen Klopp's time at the club, 1 Prem, with a net spend of £1 billion. Manchester United are next on the list with 4 trophies during that time. No Premier Leagues, no Premier Leagues, no Premier Leagues. That's just no Premier Leagues. Once again, Manchester United, no Premier Leagues there in the last 9 years. What was that? How many? No Premier League for Manchester United. But also a net spend of £1 billion. So whatever way you dress this up, and there's more to come, that net spend of £1 billion for 4 trophies over 9 years is not great for United. Arsenal, though, they've 2 major trophies in the time Klopp's been at Liverpool with £702 million net spend. Spurs are last on the list with 0 trophies and £570 million net spend. So Jurgen Klopp there has more than punched above the weight of what Liverpool have backed him with financially. To be second on the list with about, 55% net spend of what City have done and 1/3 pretty much of what Chelsea and United have spent in that time net. You can see how impressive it's been for Jurgen. Russell, how are you, mate? Said Gertruda and Somerville will be the summer signings. I can't help but feel that's a little bit underwhelming, Russell. You know, and I'm not saying you're wrong because there are very strong links to both of them. I'm going to be honest with you. If we're not pretty active in this market, Russell, in a good, clear-cut way, I'm going to be calling out FSG on a weekly basis because, you know, we went through the money spent and the net spend for trophies at the start of the stream, and Klopp's more than bailed FSG out there. You know, we've got 1/3, just over 1/3 of the net spend that Chelsea and United have had. We've got half of the net spend that Arsenal have had, and about 40% less than City have had in that time. And Klopp's delivered 7 trophies. It's embarrassing if our owners don't back the new coach, because they're just basically saying that they don't give a damn about winning if they don't really go out and back them. And even if they're not backing the coach, if they're backing Edwards and Hughes, whatever, it still needs to see our owners step up and actually treat us like we are a big club, and not just like they hope we can scrape into the Champions League. Romano and Ornstein said a winger and a centre-back is the priority. They have, you're right, mate. They both said it. For me, centre-back wise, I like Diamonde as a personal preference. Again, he has a buyout clause in his sporting contract. I think if you're looking for somebody to come in and maybe try to partner Verge or increase competition, I'd like it to be him. If we need a left-sided centre-back to rotate with Verge, again, I could stake at Sporting and go with Inacio. I've got my own opinions, though, on the attackers. I would like to see... I don't know enough about Somerville to say if I think he'd be good enough or not, but I do know that I'd like us to go and bring Kudus in, or Isak, if we could look for an attacking player from within the Prem. Is Crescencio Somerville really good? We've been linked with him as well. Oh, mate, I feel like I've said this a lot lately, but I'll never lie to you. I don't know all that much about him. Like, I'm not one of these football streamers who's afraid to tell you when I don't know it, or I don't know anything about somebody. I'll be honest. All I can say is the links are pretty strong, and it doesn't seem to matter where you look. There are consistent links there. Now, there's been lots of talk that Arne Slot's a big fan, but whether that translates into a move or not, I don't know. Do you think we get Guilherme to rotate Salah? So Guilherme being the guy from Palmeiras, the winger, Luis Guilherme, if I'm correct in who you're thinking of. Again, there was talk, some talk that we'd put in an offer. I think Fabrizio Romano said that no offer had gone in, but Liverpool are certainly keeping tabs on Luis Guilherme. But other than that, I don't know if it'll progress further than that or not. Russell said Isak's injury prone, that's the issue. Yes, but if we had two options, like imagine we had Darwin, Isak and Jota as central striking options. Then you've got obviously Gakpo, who could play in the central, play left. Darwin could drop out to the left as well. Over the last few days, the more I've thought about the transfer situation in the summer, and the more I've thought about the players that we have at the club, I feel like I've nearly talked myself into losing Diaz. Especially as we see Cody Gakpo continue to excel when he gets an opportunity on his most familiar side. We know Darwin can drop out left as well. I'm okay, I think, if the right offer came in for Lucho and he wanted to go. I think I'm okay for Liverpool to accept it, as long as it is a move that worked for the club. I just don't see where that money's going to come from, though. I don't know if Barcelona will ever have enough money to pony up the 70 million that it looks like Liverpool would ask for. But I wouldn't be devastated. Look, I like Lucho. Don't get me wrong. I do like him. But it's clear he doesn't really want to be here. Or at least that's the vibe that you get from listening to his dad and all the stories and stuff. And I don't think he's irreplaceable if the right offer came in. Barry said, Craig, thought Mo put in a good shift today, even if he stays. Though, in my opinion, we have to sign a young, pacey right winger who works hard off the ball too. We need the next generation right winger in the squad. I do think, Barry, that regardless of the Mo situation, we are looking to bring in a winger. I think Russell mentioned that earlier on, that David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano of the mindset that a winger and a winger and a centre back are the two priorities in the market. So, you know, then it's a case of who is it going to be? You know, do you look for a Kudus? Do you go for Nico Williams? Do you roll the dice and go for somebody a little bit like Bakayoko at PSV Eindhoven? Somerville, of course, has been strongly linked as well from Leeds. Would you sell Curtis Jones in the summer? You know what? Yes. He had a purple patch, but it seems to be too inconsistent. So, in all honesty, yeah, I don't think Curtis Jones will ever be good enough on a consistent basis. You know, he hasn't shown the same consistency as he had when he had his breakthrough patch last year, when we were all thinking, wow, who's this dude? But just like we talk about Darwin, we need more consistency. And yeah, I'm not fussed about selling him as much, but I don't think he's going to be a starting player unless he pulls his socks up dramatically. You know, no matter what forum I read on, whether it's The Athletic, whether it's The Echo, it doesn't matter where I read. It doesn't matter actually if they're locals or non-locals. Everybody seems to have an opinion that Curtis Jones isn't up to it. And that seems to be pretty consistent across demographics, geography. Just people seem to be consistent of, he's not good enough. So yeah, I don't have any issues. But I don't know if he will move or not. I think Spurs were linked at one point, if I remember correctly. Jones needs to be fit. He's played massive games in the past, started the 5-0 away. Yeah, he has. And if you listen to what I just said back, I was one of his biggest critics. But he did have a brilliant spell. But he hasn't followed that up. And if injuries are the reason, it still doesn't really change the fact that it's not working. And if he's going to have this injury concern and it'll need to be managed moving on, again, I don't know if that'll benefit us enough in the longer term. You'd want him to succeed. He's a local. You'd want him. You like having a heartbeat at the club, but he has to be good enough as well.